I'm gonna get started on the air fryer buffalo cauliflower. We're gonna break apart this cauliflower into florets. What I typically do is I try to get in there and kind of cut the bottom off. You know, just kind of cut downward so you can get as much of it as you can out, but you're not wasting any of that cauliflower. All right, I'm gonna pull some of this out. The cauliflower tends to look better if you just peel it off of there versus cutting into it. These florets might be a little big though, so I might go ahead and cut a few of these. For weight loss, snacks with lots of fiber and or protein are going to be the most satiating for you. So you want to put, you know, a palm to 2 palms worth of protein on your plate and fill it up with veggies. That's going to make you feel more full. It's going to keep you satiated. It's going to get you those vitamins that are in fruits and vegetables that are, you know, really nature's medicine cabinet. But there's so many different ways you can cook vegetables, and one of my favorite new ways to cook vegetables is in the air fryer. I'm setting up an assembly line here for breading this cauliflower. So we're going to put a cup of milk in here, and then let's see, in the third bowl we're going to put all of our breading ingredients. So that's going to be the panko and all the seasonings. I like to use, it doesn't really matter if you use whole wheat or an all-purpose flour for this. I like to use King Arthur flour because it is fairly natural. It's not a bleached, enriched flour. It's only a few ingredients, and it's like I said, it's unbleached. So this is a little bit healthier for an all-purpose flour. All right, and then we're gonna do a cup of your milk of choice. I like to use almond milk. That's because I'm not a huge fan of dairy, but it doesn't matter. It can be soy milk too. Just make sure it is not sweetened, vanilla flavored, or other flavors. I hope you wouldn't try chocolate milk. But I've made the mistake of buying vanilla almond milk or vanilla soy milk. And that's pretty gross. So make sure it's unsweetened, original. Okay, get another cup in there. And then we're gonna combine our ingredients in this third bowl, which are gonna be the breading and the seasonings. 1.5 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Now, I prefer to use whole wheat panko breadcrumbs, but unfortunately, I can't find the whole wheat everywhere. But it is this brand, the Kikkoman, I hope I'm saying that right, that has a whole wheat breadcrumbs. So I would try to find that, but worst case scenario, this is not, it's fairly clean. It's only a few ingredients, and that's what I like to look for, that I can pronounce all the ingredients on the box. This has a tiny bit of sugar in it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is a very small amount of sugar. In fact, the serving size is a 1/2 cup, and I don't think you're going to be eating a 1/2 cup of this if you're having a serving of the buffalo cauliflower. But it is calling for 1.5 cups. You can also, I saw a gluten-free mix panko at the store when I was there earlier. So you can make this a gluten-free recipe quite easily by the what you choose to use. And of course, you wouldn't use flour for gluten-free, not regular flour. You can get a gluten-free baking blend and use that flour. So this is 1.5 cups. I'm doing a cup right now. I'm just gonna estimate the half. I don't like pulling out a bunch of measuring cups. I just kind of eyeball it. Hopefully it'll fit in this bowl. Okay, that's about maybe slightly over a 1/2 cup, but that's all good. And I like using panko over regular breadcrumbs. I've just noticed that it tastes crispier when you use panko in the air fryer versus regular breadcrumbs. But feel free to experiment. Panko's also a little lighter than breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are thicker and thus, you know, a little heavier, a little more carbohydrate. Okay. So now we're gonna be adding the seasonings into our third bowl. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion, oregano. There's a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper called for here, but I'm just gonna, like I said, estimate because I hate doing dishes. So I will always avoid pulling out extra dishes if I can. You know, but honestly, who likes doing dishes? I've heard of there's a rare amount of people I've talked to that say, I like doing dishes. It's calming to me. And I'm just like, can you come over please and follow me around in the kitchen?
because I hate dishes, and usually after I've cooked in here, it looks like an explosion happened. You know, I'm just got a little ADD, so as I cook, I'm just throwing trash everywhere, and if you like dishes, come over. That's what I'm trying to say.
Alrighty, so now we're going to add our seasonings here. So we need a teaspoon of salt. Alright. And half a teaspoon of pepper. Again, I'm estimating this. Looks like about a half. Teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and add both of those real quick. 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of parsley. Where did I put it? There it is. And this breading mix here is actually excellent for any other vegetable or chicken, what have you, that you want to throw into the air fryer. I've actually used it for other things as well, like some, you know, it's really good. Some air fried green beans. Those are pretty dang good too. Okay, so now we're gonna start breading the cauliflower. It just warms my heart. I have a client that's telling me that her kids eats celery now, that she's been doing my program, and that it just really means so much to me. So hit me up, send me a message, and I'll send you that discount code. We're starting February 15th. That's gonna be awesome. All right. Let's get this cauliflower going. Start breading the cauliflower and set on a dish. Okay, so let me make sure I got everything here correctly. One or a handful at a time, toss the cauliflower. So we're gonna toss it in here. Forgot to stir my breading mix. Make sure that's nice and stirred up. Make sure all of it gets coated with all these savory seasonings. I've got onion and garlic powder in there, and parsley, oregano, and salt. It's awesome. Very simple, but very delicious. Because remember, we're gonna toss it with some buffalo sauce, a healthier version of buffalo sauce. So you wanna have a nice savory breading, but you don't want it to be too overpowering. Okay, so I'm gonna start by tossing, you know, a little bit of this cauliflower at a time in the flour. And if any of you have done any arts and crafts as a kid, and I don't know if maybe this is just me, but we made glue out of flour and water. That's basically what we're doing with this cauliflower right now. It's prepping it to be an adhesive, to grab all of this breading and have a nice thick, tasty, crunchy layer. So I'm gonna get those breaded, and then we're gonna throw them into the milk in the middle. And as you can remember, this is just milk here. This is almond milk, but you can use regular milk. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dip it real quick and then just throw it into the breading. All right, and I'll get back to that one. Alrighty. This is gonna be tasty. I haven't had lunch yet. I have munched on the black bean dip that we made earlier. It is phenomenal. Just the right amount of heat. If you didn't watch that one, go check it out, and or stay tuned, because I'm going to be putting that recipe up hopefully later today, if not tomorrow. Great. All right, I'm gonna try to talk and do this at the same time. I'm not very good at doing 2 things at once, as you can tell, but I really want you guys to know about my weight loss program and how great of an opportunity it is. It's not for people who are looking to do some quick weight loss program and not continue to live a healthy lifestyle. I have to promise you, if you're gonna go do a healthy, you know, if you're gonna dedicate yourself to keto or, you know, some of those other restrictive diets out there, most people, and I'm gonna say, like, I'm throwing this number out there, but I'm saying 99% of people don't stick to restrictive diets. And because they don't stick to it, there we go, we got us one here. They gain all of that weight back plus some. So that's what we call yo-yo dieting. And typical behaviors for yo-yo dieting are, you know, January comes around and, oh man, I gotta drop some weight. I ate too much during the holiday. I'm gonna do a juice cleanse. Or I'm going to, you know, I actually do like intermittent fasting, at least some schedules of intermittent fasting. But for those of you that are planning on doing intermittent fasting, but you're not learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, once you stop doing that fasting, you're gonna gain that weight back. At least it's likely you will, if you're not eating whole foods and getting exercise and you have healthy habits. So that's something that how my program is better than a lot of diet programs out there, is that we establish one healthy habit at a time, and that's something that can follow you going forward. It's also, and you know that I'm talking mostly to busy parents out there, it's so amazing to see how you changing your own lifestyle affects your family. If you are your kid's #1 role model, and you know you don't have to make your husband jump on a paleo diet with you, or you know what have you, a vegan diet. You don't have to do that. You take care of yourself. You start doing things that are healthy for yourself, and your family's going to follow alongside you. You inspire your family when you live a healthy lifestyle. So if you can be the strong one in your family and start taking some steps toward living healthier, and by no means is that being perfect. None of us are perfect. We are all faulty. I eat pizza every Friday. I'm gonna eat pizza tonight. I try to make modifications to make it healthier, but none of us are perfect. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to always be trying to take small steps in the right direction. And that's it. And that's what we do with my program. So if you want to go check that out, I got the website right below me, Transcend Weight Loss. All right, and I'm gonna take forever to get this cauliflower done if I keep talking, so I'm gonna do a little bit here. Keep my mouth shut for about 30 seconds. I want to get you guys talking though, so if you're here right now, please tell me, who are you rooting for? We are disappointed over here that the Packers are not playing on Sunday. Of course, I'm kind of a fan by default because my fiance's family are from Wisconsin, so they're big Packers fans. I've never been a huge football fan. I do like football games. I do like Super Bowl. I like the energy around the game. I was actually a cheerleader for several years, but I never liked football then either. I enjoy the energy. I enjoy the fun. I enjoy the food. I did go to UCF, so that's probably what I'm, if I'm a fan of anything, it's the school I went to. But I can't seem to get into football. I've tried. I just can't. I don't know why. It stinks. I want to be into football. I had a friend that I met at a conference tell me that she plays fantasy football every year. And she told me she won last year because she didn't know how they played. She went ahead and she just picked all the hot guys. And she won, and I think that's hilarious. I actually considered playing that way just until I, figure out who the good players are. But I have yet to get involved in fantasy football. I'm gonna go faster now. They might not all be the prettiest because I'm gonna speed through it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist if I don't pay attention to myself. I'll sit there and when I'm even breading things, I'll be like, oh, that could be breaded more. So where are you guys watching the game? Are you watching it at home? I'm assuming a lot of people are still being cautious regarding COVID. I could probably be more cautious. I've been in my own little world. I forget that the world is going through a pandemic right now sometimes. I know we're all over it. there's light at the end of this tunnel with the vaccine. All right, as you can see, I'm just trying to do whatever is the quickest method of getting this cauliflower through here. Even though we're just doing a head of cauliflower, it can take a little bit of time to bread these. I suggest having a nice cold light beer while you are making these on Sunday. I say light beer only because it's light. I honestly don't like light beer. I avoid beer as much as I can, but I absolutely love IPAs. IPAs are my favorite. And so I save that for special occasions. Because you don't have to be perfect. There's nothing wrong with having some beverages or having dessert. It's all about balance and moderation. And when I'm eating any kind of quote-unquote junk food, I try to make sure that I am savoring and slowing down with each bite. Experiencing the whole experience and taking time, because I love food. I mean, if you knew me, 5 years ago, I was pretty heavy. I was getting kind of scary heavy, and you know, part of that is because I love food. I've always been a foodie, but when you learn some techniques to slow down and to also incorporate the things that are healthy for you and good in your diet, then you can still enjoy life. You can still eat the finer things and have some less than desirable meals from time to time. But not every meal needs to be you know, dank and delicious. Like, it doesn't have to be fatty every meal that you have. And that's kind of what I try to live by. I eat for function a lot of the time, and then I save, you know, Friday nights for my pizza. And, you know, we're just like every other family. Frankly, we threw chicken nuggets in the air fryer yesterday. But, you know, we try to give kids vegetables with the air fryer chicken nuggets. And I try my best, just like everyone else, to try to plan ahead of time. Right. Speaking of that, I'm going to start doing some food prep parties on Sunday that you can attend. They're going to be like a brunch type food prep party, so that we can socialize while we food prep, and I will be letting you know ahead of time what the recipes are going to be that we're prepping, so I could help take the guesswork out of it for you, and we can socialize and have some mimosas over Zoom on Sundays while we're food prepping. And that'll be a little different because you can turn your camera on if you want. The point is that food prepping is boring. We'd all rather be out having brunch with our friends, you know, or doing other fun stuff, but because food prep takes, you know, it can take an afternoon. And if we can do it together, you know, schedule a couple hours to food prep on Sundays, I think that'd be a lot more fun. So I'm going to start doing that soon. You'll have to let me know if you're interested. All right. Now I've got maybe a little bit more cauliflower going on here to bread, but I'm going to go ahead and get the air fryer started, and we may or may not throw them into the same batch. I don't want to bore you with this, watching me bread cauliflower. Can't be the most exciting thing in the world. But as you can see, they bread very well with this this method. I'm going to wash my hands here in a second and answer any comments that have gone through, so hang tight. Right. The breading definitely starts to get a little sticky toward the end here, once it's had a few wet cauliflower in it. If that bothers you, you can always break your breading in half and put some in another bowl, and then use, you know, when you run out of that one, use the rest of it. Okay, got some beautiful cauliflower here. All right. Okay, now what we're gonna do, and here, as you can see, I still have a little bit left, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the air fryer.
Make the buffalo sauce while we're waiting for it to preheat. It's like, it's preheated.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the cauliflower. Here's our delicious breaded cauliflower. And again, I didn't do all of it. There's still a little bit here, but I don't want to bore you with watching me bread all of it. So we're gonna just put this part in here. Try to do it carefully so I don't lose a bunch of the breading, but the method in which we breaded it, it should be, most of the breading will stay. Alrighty, and this is going for 15 minutes at 375. That going for 15 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get our buffalo sauce made so it's ready to toss with the cauliflower. We're going to mix a half a cup of, a cayenne pepper sauce. I have Frank's Red Hot sauce. Not the buffalo one. The buffalo one's got oil or butter in it. We're actually adding our own oil. We're going to add avocado oil. I'm keeping it light because we don't want it to be too fatty. But avocado oil has a lot of healthy monounsaturated fats, so it's an excellent replacement for butter. If you don't have avocado oil, you could try olive oil. I have not tried that with this recipe. I like the flavor of the avocado in place of the butter, but you can use olive oil as well. I don't really suggest any of the other types of oils. They have less monounsaturated fat content, so I would try avocado or olive oil. You can also just bypass the oil altogether, but you're going to have a super, super hot fried cauliflower, air fried cauliflower, which usually is a-okay with me. I love hot food, but for most people that's going to be a little too much. So we water it down, so to speak, with some healthy oil. Half a cup of Frank's Red Hot sauce, which I had out, and quarter cup of avocado oil, half a cup of this Frank's Red Hot Original. It's a cayenne pepper sauce. It doesn't have any oil in it like your Red Hot buffalo. Ooh, I dropped the lid. That later. Okay. Some avocado oil. I do suggest, excuse me, I do suggest getting a decent quality avocado oil. Make sure it's only avocado oil in there and it's not blended with other vegetable oils. Because then you're not getting the high quality monounsaturated fats from avocado. Okay. All right, and this is only a quarter cup. There's 6 servings in here, so you're not having too much oil with your buffalo cauliflower, but just enough to get a healthy serving of monounsaturated healthy fats. That sauce ready to go. I still got 10 minutes on the air fryer. I'm gonna start shaking it so we can make sure we get nice and crispy. Because with the air fryer, the air is blowing through it. You don't want to overpack it, and you want to make sure you shake it around so that all of it gets nice and crispy. Okay, there's our buffalo sauce all over my top. See, as you can see, it's starting to get crispy, but we still have 10 minutes left. 9 minutes left. It not only has to get crispy, but the cauliflower has to cook as well. The tasty, delicious, savory, spicy buffalo cauliflower comes out. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple more minutes on it just to make it super crispy. You're always welcome to add more time, depending on your preference. If you don't want it super crispy or you want it a little crispier, you can just go ahead and add a couple minutes. Like I said, you can crisp this up more. This is a pretty good amount of crispy right now. yeah, I got kids behind me just salivating. They're like, I want a snack. All right, and you can see a lot of the breading stayed on there too, which I can't say that for a lot of recipes that I've tried with the air fryer. Okay. All right, and then we got our delicious cayenne pepper, avocado oil, buffalo sauce. I'm gonna drizzle it over this. I'm gonna save just a little bit, I think, because I still have, you know what? I'm not gonna bread the rest of the cauliflower today. Okay. All right, and then finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Now you don't necessarily need to do tricks with it to toss it. You get a spoon out. All right, and so now we got our buffalo cauliflower nice and battered in that buffalo sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and plate it here so you can see it. All right, check out that delicious air-fried, healthy buffalo cauliflower. And you can certainly add a delicious side of ranch dip to this, and I recommend getting a ranch dip packet and mixing it with 0% fat Greek yogurt, plain, obviously, instead of oops, that spicy cayenne pepper sauce is getting to my eyes there. It's a lot lighter and healthier. That's one of my favorite dips to make for veggies. If you're just going light with the blue cheese, you can do blue cheese dressing. This is super tasty. I hope to hear that some of you are planning on making this for your game day this Sunday. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your Friday. Au revoir.